We're gonna sit here and watch it rain all day today. We got storms coming. So we're gonna talk about this. Y'all got to see it in the video yesterday. And watched it run, split some stuff. I bought this thing to split the larger stuff, especially if I'm on a job, chipping the whole job and blowing it on a property. Say I got a gum or a pine or even an oak or anything, and I need to get it down smaller size or to go through the chipper to where I don't have to haul no chunks back. I can easily throw this thing on my front of my gooseneck, strap it down, keep it up there, don't take up no room or anything like that, and I can bust that stuff up. Or if I'm dealing with a stump, say a blowdown, stumps laying there on the ground, and I need to get a little bit smaller pieces or something, I can take this thing and I can explode the stumps with this thing right here too. I will say this, there is a little bit of a learning curve on this thing. You can't just screw into the piece anywhere you want to screw into it at and bust it. You kind of got to figure out where and how far from the side and all that good stuff, and kind of see where the knots are on it. So it is a little bit of a learning curve on this thing to get it right. I got this style here, this auger drive, because I can run dirt bits, you know, just like that one sitting over there. That's a 12-inch bit over there. When I ordered this one, I got it with a 9-inch bit also, and it's sitting there in the shop. So I can take that bit over there and put it right on here. This drive has a hex shaft that comes out of it, so it's a 6-sided shaft. So if you're going to run round stuff, you have to have an adapter, which is this piece right here that are going around stuff, which that one's round over there. My bit inside the shop is a hex bit. So you just pull this, there's an Allen headed bolt that goes all the way through this screw right here. Back it out, drop it off. Then you got the round adapter sticking out, and you can slide that 12-inch bit right on there. So why didn't I just get this piece right here to go on that? Well, that one over there, when I bought that one in 08 with that skid steer that I used to have, it doesn't have the torque to pull this. I mean, it sometimes it'll even stall in the dirt with that 12-inch bit on there. So I knew that that was probably not gonna work right here. So that's why I got this and put this together. So you can run augers, you can run the cone, or you can run what they call a stump planer on it too. They make 2 different size diameters of them, and it's got a blade on it, and you just screw in the top of the stump. Well, I was going to order a planer. It's like $1,200 or $1,400 attachment to go on this. I think that cone right there is about $1,000 or $900 or something. When I called them about it, I called them in, it's either December or January this year. They didn't have the cones. They told me it was going to be about 6 months before they got them. So I just held off. I told them to call me whenever they got some in. And the guy, when I was talking to him, he asked me, he said, what kind of stumps you going to do? You going to be doing green or dry stumps? I said, well, they're going to be green, because I said, I'm going to, you know, I take trees down, and while I'm there, if they want the stumps, I figured I'd spend $1,400 and I could cut the stumps out real quick with it. And he told me, he said, it's not going to work. He said, it will not. He said, this right here will not cut a green stump with the stump planer. He said, it's got to be dry. So thank goodness he was straight up with me, and he told me that, because he saved me about $1,400. And I was going to do that, and you know, before I bought the stump grinder, then I wouldn't have to spend the money on the stump grinder. But then I ended up buying the stump grinder, you know, when I found that out, because I figured $1,400, man, I could do 2 or 3 stumps and I'd have my money back on that, you know, and it'd be simple to do. So this thing came from Skid Steer Solutions. This is the highest torque auger drive that Eterra makes, the 4500. It comes complete. When you get it, it comes in, and they didn't give me nothing. I bought it, paid for it. I think the whole thing with that 9-inch auger bit was under $5,000. It was, and that was with shipping and everything. It was like $400 some worth of shipping to get it here, but I think it was all under $5,000 what I got. But it comes complete. So you get to mount this part here from this plate down, and then they make the mount for whatever machine that you're going to put it on. So I got that, and then the adapter comes with it too. You get the hoses, 1/2-inch hoses, and the quick connects on it. When it comes in, it's come in extremely well packaged. I was very surprised at how well packaged it was. And all you got to do is just put it together. You got to pin this piece to the yoke right there, and then you got to put these two together, which are the two plates. Very simple to do, and then you got to slide this on. So if you want to take this off and get to the hex part of the shaft, you just take this off, knock that out, that drops off, and then you got your hex shaft, and I'm putting my 9-inch bit on there. If I want to put that bit on over there, I take this bolt out right there, drop the cone off, and then I'm to a round shaft then, and can put the round shaft on there. So that's one cool thing, because I wanted something that could do both, because there are times where I drill holes for people. I drilled all them holes, drilled 20-something holes for Hunter back in the fall where he's building his pole barn at over there. And I did all that with that one over there. I've been happy with it. Again, it is a little bit of a learning curve, but it's going to help me out quite a lot on making things smaller to where I can handle them. So even like these big old chunks of red oak, those are 3-foot pieces is how long I got those pieces cut. So they'll have to be cut in half, you know, for somebody to burn in a fireplace or anything. But those rounds right there that I busted, they were probably, you know, 1,100-1,200 pounds a piece at least. And you know, you can't hardly handle them things, but you bust them down with that screw there, and then you can handle them. And then the pine over there, like those pieces, I can easily send those through the chipper. And that was the other reason why I bought this thing, because I didn't want to be limited on my length. A lot of y'all watch Outdoors with the Morgans, and he bought the hydraulic splitter that goes on the end of his 57. But you're limited on your length. So I wanted to be able to keep my stuff long to where I could ship it and just bust it one time. Just bust it, just go down through there and bust it, and do that. Like I said, it comes ready to go. I stuck the lines on it. I took and I filled the motor up on this end with hydraulic oil before I put the lines on it. The gearbox down here on the bottom comes already pre-filled with oil, so it's good to go, do anything to it. And I went ahead and put oil in it, filled it up, because I don't like to start anything, you know, without the oil in it. And then once I put the lines on there, I went ahead and filled the lines up too, and put the quick connects on them. So for that thing to come complete like that, that's the first thing that I've had that I've got so far that I hadn't had to like figure out the length of the hoses and how I was going to do all that. It comes with that. Now these hoses are actually too long, and I mean that's understandable because they don't know what machine this thing is going to go on, how long the stick is, and all that good stuff like that. So this is just going to be kind of a generic length that they use. It's kind of a fit all for everything. But these could actually be cut about right in here where my thumb is, and they would still work just fine right there, and you still have the rotation and everything on it like that. So if I ever bust one or something, I'll get them cut a little bit shorter than what they are, but they're fine. I need to adjust the angles on them just a little bit, but all in all, I'm pretty happy with it. Like I said, for what I'm going to do with it, it's going to be a time saver for me. So all you do to run it is just like a thumb or my grapple or anything like that. You just activate the auxiliary, and then you just hit the button right there, backwards or forwards. The cool thing is if it goes to hang in a stick, you can back out of the stick, or you can hit the lock button on the front right there. When you do that, then you can let go of it, and it'll just sit there and turn, you know, like if you're running a bush hog or you know, a mulcher head or anything like that with the Mini right here. You cannot lock it going backwards, it only locks going forward. I actually like the mount that's on that thing. They did that holds the tool. I guess you would call it a tool holder, I reckon. I gotta adjust them hoses a little bit. I gotta turn them a different angle. Man, it's raining. And I'm gonna get a bolt for this thing today too. I need 2 hands for this. You can see the hex shaft. That thing ain't no joke. It comes out right there. There's a pin for it. Like I said, I'm gonna get a bolt for it. You put 2 different pins in that thing and make it for multiple different drives there. It's well thought out. Skid Steer Solutions was easy to work with. Like I said, I didn't get nothing for this. I bought it and paid for it, so that was the deal on that. Just that orange, or that red part, orange part, whatever color that is, weighs 142 pounds is what that thing weighs. But y'all get to see this thing bust up some big stuff on jobs. It's gonna come in pretty handy as time goes on.